Hi, this is Brenda Heindel from the Liberty Public Library in Liberty, North Carolina. We're going to take a look at making a super simple bird feeder today. It's also kind of a fun balancing trick. Basic supplies needed are pipe cleaners and some kind of cord or string, yarn. I also use sticks, some cereal, and scissors. It's a great hand-eye coordination activity for kids to either string the Cheerios or the cereal onto pipe cleaners or onto yarn or string. And you can use a needle or wax the end of the thread to make it go through really easily, or find a way to poke it through. But you're basically just putting the Cheerios onto the pipe cleaner or the string in order to make a loop that we're going to tie onto the sticks. And this is me putting the Cheerios on really quickly. But here in a minute, we'll look at my son Matthias is going to be joining me and helping me out, showing too how this is a good hand-eye coordination activity for kids. And this is what we're going to be making is just a simple loop. So my son Matthias really wanted to join me while I was working on this project, and this is just a great example of how this is a good hand-eye coordination project for kids. He is 5 years old, and basically you take your length of yarn or your pipe cleaner, and you want to leave maybe a couple inches at the end of each part of the pipe cleaner. So I'm going to talk now just about using pipe cleaners because that's what we're using in the pictures. But again, anything you've got around the house, string or yarn, will work too. And so you want to leave a couple inches at the ends so that you can make a loop and tie that. And we'll take a look here in just a minute at how that will come together. So this is what they look like when they are finished. So I've got a couple inches there on each end. Matthias is going to finish putting on some Cheerios there on this end. And then I'm going to have him do the loops so he can show you how we're then going to start putting the bird feeder together. All right, so now we're going to take the ends of the pipe cleaners and twist them together, leaving a little bit of a length there at the very end so that we can then twist that onto the sticks. And so we're making some circles here, but this is also really fun to be able to make other shapes like hearts or squares or rectangles and talk about shapes and designs with kids, like how many corners or how many sides are in the different shapes too. So here's our end products that we're going to attach to the sticks. So then you take that excess length and wrap it around the sticks. And the trick with where you attach the shapes that you've made is to think about balance and how the sticks need to have something even weight on each end. And so we've got one on each end and one in the middle, and that's our good balanced stick, because then we're going to have to adjust the string in order to get that to really balance out well. So here's Matthias just finishing up one more of our pipe cleaners, attaching that. And I used some cording I had here at the house from some jewelry making, but again, you can just use yarn or string, and I made some pretty simple knots or slip knots in order to attach that onto the sticks. And you might have to do some adjusting, like we said, for how to balance them out, just depending on how big of a stick you have or how long it is and where your shapes are attached. And so this is kind of a fun thing to talk about how things balance out and having to adjust to move the strings in order to connect them. And here's our end result with our balanced piece. I have Matthias hanging up into the tree, and then we might have to do some adjusting. And our final product here is just a super simple bird feeder. We haven't had any birds check it out yet, but we're looking forward to watching. So have fun. Give it a try.